Merhaba, ben mr.vesile. Herkese her konuda vesile olmayı çok seven bir adamım. İnsanları mutlu etmekten mutlu olan biriyim. Senelerdir binlerce kişiyle yüz yüze birebir görüşme yaparak onların ilişki hayatlarını konuştuk. Ben bir çöp çatan ve ilişki mentoruyum. Hayatta her şey ilişkilerle ilgili ve bu podcast serimin hayatınızın her alanında tüm ilişki olasılıklarınızı arttırmasını hayal ediyorum. Mr. Vesile Podcast'ı hepimize vesile olsun. Hello, the last samurai.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm great.
You waited for a second or two to talk to me?
I didn't know that you were talking to me. I forgot my nickname.
The Last Samurai. Yeah. So why The Last Samurai?
Well, there's a message behind it. But
There's a message behind it.
Yeah,
so if you meet someone through my podcast now, maybe they can ask you what the message is.
Well, if I like them enough, I'll tell them.
Great. So I would never think I'd do a podcast in English, so I arranged everything in Turkish actually. But the thing is, I'm just going to say to people, this one's in English, and if you understand English, maybe they can write you at the end of the day from mr.vesile.com in English something or
That's
some
cool.
things.
Yeah,
okay?
That would be nice.
So let's start. When I asked you what your close friends would say about you, you said generous, funny, kind, good-hearted, and easygoing. Because you don't like drama, right?
I don't. I try to tend to stay away from it as much as I can.
Okay.
And I hope my friends think that way about me. I'm not sure. I never ask them what they think.
Okay. I'm not going to say to people where you're from, actually, but I think it's really interesting that you're from that place and the other place at the same time. But how long has it been since you're in Istanbul?
I've been here for almost 2 years now.
2 years.
Yeah.
What do you think about our country?
I love it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. I love the people here. I mean, they are amazing. They're very generous. They are intelligent, kind, and the women especially are really interesting to me because they are worldly and independent, strong. So I'm having the best time of my life.
Great, man. I'm so happy that you're having the best time in your life in Istanbul, actually. Great.
People keep asking me a lot, why are you here? Why are you in Istanbul? And I say, it's a great country. For me, it's a great experience, and all I want to do is to meet people and to be inspired by others.
Like we met each other very recently.
I'm very inspired by you right now. Yeah,
Me
sure.
too. Thank you very much. So, some questions for you. Actually, I prepared 3 questions from you from online dating questions, app questions. Okay, the first question is: Should immigrants be required to learn the official language of the country they are living in?
Well, no, unless it depends what they want out of it. I mean, if they are living here forever or they're planning to have a life here, yeah, they have to learn the language. They have to know some words,
Okay.
important words. But no, I don't think so. I mean, no.
Do you think you're going to be living here for a long time?
I can't think about the future a lot. I mean, I do hope, I want to establish something here. I want to establish something good, but you never know. So I'm learning the language. I'm trying my best to learn the language.
Great. Okay. Second question. Is interracial marriage a bad idea, you think?
No, it's a great idea for me. I think the kids, if they have kids, they will come living in between two cultures. They will be more advanced, more educated about it, more kind to others. So yeah, I think there's good things happen out of interracial.
You also told me you watched the Blind, what was it called?
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind in Netflix, and the first couple that got together was interracial,
Oh,
right?
interracial. And I cried.
I cried also. I was by myself, I cried also. It's great. Actually, it's really nice as guys, like heterosexual guys, telling ourselves in a podcast that we cried. It's great that you said that. Really. It's really cool,
my feminine side is fine. I mean, I'm not afraid of it.
Great, man. It's so nice. And the third question is, are carbohydrates something to think about, you think?
When you get older, yes.
Sometimes you say that. Do you think you're getting older, really?
I don't mind my age. I love my age. I love the point I am in life right now in. But yeah, I do have to take more care of myself. When you get older, things are different. You're young, you wouldn't know that yet, but you'll
We have
get
about
there.
10,
You'll
11
get
years
there.
of difference, right?
Yeah, yeah, you'll get there, and your body will start telling you what you should
Yeah.
do to take care of it.
How is it being 46?
I love it. I'm very happy with my age. Okay, I think when I turn 38, when I come to the age of 50, I'm gonna be paranoid about it. But right
You think
now, I'm
so?
okay. Yeah, yeah. Getting old isn't easy for anybody, even for men. But I should work harder on my health, take more care of it, especially that I'm, in foreign country by myself, so it's not easy. You have to take care of yourself. So I'll do that.
Have you watched Black Mirror?
Yeah, not the whole season,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Have you watched the one where they take the mind of people and put it into other, bodies of other people and
Yeah,
young
yeah, yeah. I
people?
think I remember that one.
Do you
Yeah.
think something like that could happen?
Yeah, I believe I like to believe something that could happen. I like mystery and science fiction. I'm a big fan of it.
Great. And today I was actually, I just saw something on Facebook from a friend of mine, and he put a post about impulsiveness. I was a very, very impulsive man about a lot of things, especially relationships. You said to me also you were impulsive. What does impulsiveness mean to you?
Going with your gut feelings without using your head 1st. I mean, if you have a big heart, you leap to help anybody you can, but sometimes you don't think about the consequences, and that gets you into trouble. And they might sometimes think that you're lying when your heart is in a good place, but your actions didn't follow that. So they think that you're lying, you're not reliable, although you mean good. And they say hell is paved with good intentions. Sometimes that's
Yeah.
true if you don't use your head.
And how do you think someone could be not so impulsive?
They will have to work on stillness, I guess.
Stillness.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's a thing I'm trying really hard to teach myself.
Yeah. We call it in Turkish dinginlik.
Dinginlik.
Yeah, dinginlik. Yeah,
Dinginlik.
stillness.
Can you find a more difficult word for me to say?
Well, the thing is, I worked on impulsiveness. What happened was, I got negative feedback from people about impulsiveness, and I changed it this way. I'm not sure if I'm going to explain it so well or not, but the thing is, what happened was, some people like us, when a decision, especially an important decision, is about to be made, what would be great for us is to think maybe 3 seconds, For some people it's like that. But maybe for me it could be 10 seconds.
I think for me it might be 15 or 20. I really need to think.
But the thing is, when you really start to work on that, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 5 seconds, 3 seconds, whatever, things really start to change. And maybe you will not, when you start not to be an impulsive person, I think, you start not to be needing those 10 seconds anymore, I guess.
For me, I think
You train yourself. That's
for
what
me,
I'm
the
saying.
most important thing I really have to work on is I tend to want to please people still.
Yeah.
I thought I've lost that, but I still do. I want to please people, especially people who I like or love. And I tend to say things, I mean them, really. I really want to do that, but I don't stop and think about what am I saying, because they now are relying on me to do them, and at the end I wouldn't be able to, so I let them down, and that makes everything so hard and ruin relationships for me.
You think so?
Yeah, now I'm more aware of it. I stop.
Well, because they're in Turkish, the podcasts and also my book and everything, you have not heard me talking so much about self-love before. We talked about it today just a bit. But the thing is, I was always expecting love from the outside. For example, when I was on stage, before. You know the Voice of Turkey, right? I was there in 2012.
Oh,
I said it
really?
in another podcast also. But the thing is that I realized that the reason that I was on stage back then was that I wanted the appreciation from people. You know, you were just saying that, you know, like we were talking about appreciation and self-love actually.
I think so. You want to look the best to people. I mean, you want them to admire you and to.
Yeah, it's as if you said, you know, I tend to please people.
Yeah.
You know, really, these podcasts. We're gonna do a podcast with a guy. He's my consultant. Actually, somehow he's a great consultant, and he does his own thing. We're gonna talk to him, and before I was starting the podcasts, we talked to him, and I said to myself, I really want to get rid of trying to please people. I really want to get rid of my image. And I think these podcasts are going to really support me doing this. I have this podcast 0 where I explain what I'm trying to do in Turkish.
Nice, yeah.
And I didn't say that, but really it's been about 4 weeks, 5 weeks now. And it's really changing me, man. You know, I'm just like saying bad words in these podcasts. You know the word ulan?
Yeah.
Ulan, you know, ulan, like ulan, something,
okay.
you know, you say
Yeah.
ulan. When I say this, you know, some of my consultees, they say, you know, like, why are you saying these kind of things? You know, like people wouldn't like you, people wouldn't come to your office and everything. I really don't care anymore so much, you know.
Good. That's part of it. Yeah.
It doesn't mean that I don't care about people. I don't care what people think of me anymore so much, I think.
Yeah. How they preserve you. I mean, and how they look at you. And yeah.
And people start to love you. People start to find you sincere. People start to find you natural.
When you are genuine.
When you're genuine.
When you are who you are.
Yeah.
You're true
And
to yourself.
nobody's stupid.
Yeah.
They understand, man.
Yeah, yeah.
They really understand. They really understand what you're saying, what you're trying to do. Nobody's stupid. Okay. And I was gonna say that anyways, but you always said, you know, like why I was talking to you when I was asking you my questions. We just met a few days ago, but
Yeah.
you said I want to make someone happy. I want to make that person happy. You know, like what do you think about giving and taking and the balance of it?
Well, right now, my balance is a bit distorted, so I need to work on that. I tend to give more than I think I should receive. It's been a problem for me, but I should work on receiving as well.
But when you give all the time, you don't give space to people to receive also.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I found. And they need to feel, they tend to show your love by giving you, right? So I take that away from them by not accepting it. So I should work on that a lot.
Yeah. Actually, it's so interesting what you said because I'm with this 4th podcast. It's called Genç Ruh. It's like young soul in Turkish. This lady is an amazing lady. I love her so much. We did a podcast together. And we were talking about this actually, you know, like giving and taking. And in one of those seminars, I was working on something.
Okay.
The thing that I was working on was accepting acknowledgement.
Acknowledgement for others.
No, someone is acknowledging me. Let's say you say, Yunus, you did this so well. You know, you say to me, for example, and I was like, oh, it's nothing, you know, it's nothing.
Yeah, I don't like to take compliments. I don't accept them very well.
Yeah.
I
Why?
mean, I don't know. I always feel inadequate. I mean, I feel like I'm doing less. I should do more. I always feel that way.
Well, you know, to work on accepting acknowledgement changed my life. The thing is, I'm just accepting it now. You say, thank you. You say, Yunus, you did this so well. You did this, you did that, blah, blah. And I'm not saying in Turkish, estağfurullah, you know, like I didn't do that, anything,
Yeah.
you know. I just say, teşekkürler. I say, thank you.
Thank you.
And you know, when I accept it, when I'm in peace with that, everything changes, man.
Yeah, well, I should work on that too. I mean, I know I'm good. I know I do a lot of good things for others, and I have a good heart, whatever, but I can't accept compliments easily.
You can, you don't.
I don't, maybe. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Maybe you say you don't, and now maybe from this podcast on, you can.
Hopefully, yeah. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, you can start from somewhere.
That's why I'm here.
Okay. And I asked you before if you were fragile or not.
I am a little bit.
Yeah, you said I used to be, I got thicker. When you get older, you become like this, you said.
Yeah, I don't mind rejection anymore. I don't mind people. What I want from people is to tell me the truth, regardless of how hurtful it is. They think it is. To me, more hurtful is hiding things from me. I mean, your true feelings, what you really think. I'm very sensitive towards other people's emotions, so I can feel when somebody isn't feeling well or they're not good or whatever. And if they're hiding something, I can tell from a take, from a look, from whatever. So you shouldn't lie to me. You just go ahead, tell me what it is. I can take it. I can take anything.
Do you remember the first time we met? It doesn't matter what, but I also told you the truth, the bad truth.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
You know, it's very important to give negative feedback to people, I think, about anything. What do you think?
Yeah,
Did you get negative feedback, you think?
I can get negative feedback. My problem is getting negative feedback after a long time. I mean, when it's not the right time to say it anymore. When you lost your chance of...
Like building things up in yourself.
Exactly.
Like
Why should you? I mean, just say it. Deal with it at the moment and just move on.
But people are not like you, so the other people who do not say these kind of things, they think it's the normal.
Is it normal? I don't know. For me, it's not.
Maybe you can say to people who you're in relations with that you just tell me the truth anytime and say it in time, you can say maybe.
Yeah, I do that, but they don't. They don't understand that it's an important thing for me.
It's hard to find that in our culture, I think. Don't expect that anything.
I think it's not only in Turkish culture. I think it's everywhere. I think people tend to just, they're trying not to hurt you or not to be mean to you, but when actually they are, by hiding the truth from you. Maybe it's because I'm older right now. I can take it. I don't know, but I used to be a big people pleaser, so right now I'm fine with who I am.
What's the positive and negative things about Turkish people as you've seen in these 2 years? Just say it.
The positive thing is they're really kind-hearted, they're really open and generous. They're suffering because of economy right now a little bit, so people are tending to be more nervous, they cannot take things easily anymore. They're so irritated all the time, I guess.
Okay.
Not all of them, but most of them, let's say. And other than that, I was blessed. I only met really amazing people here, and I made great friends.
And I'm sure you're not the kind of person who makes a lot of generalizations.
No, I never do that.
But let's say you generalized Turkish people and you could say 1, 2, 3 negative things about them. Us.
I really don't go with the negatives. I can't.
Just one thing?
You're gonna get me into trouble. I really don't think anything negative about them. I love them. Genuinely, I love them. I mean, I do. Every culture has. I lived a lot of places. I lived everywhere. So I know everybody's the same at the end. They only want to take care of themselves and their families, and they want to be fine. Everybody's the same.
So another question then. If everybody's the same, as human beings, as we are, like a negative thing or a disappointing thing.
If you're talking about human beings, we should be erased from humanity. I mean, that's the
so
only
say
thing.
one negative thing about humans.
We're viruses. We are killing the earth right now. I mean, we're destroying ourselves.
Are you?
I'm trying not to. I am actually doing things I shouldn't be. I mean, I'm not taking care of the earth the way I should be, but yeah, I'm more attentive to it right now. But we tend to destroy beautiful things. We tend to build skyscrapers where we shouldn't. We tend to cut trees, and
So if I gossiped about you with someone, your exes, or
my exes
people
will love that.
or people who know you real well, or you could say something that you could be better about, whatever, you could improve. Just tell me some of the things that people would say about you negatively. For example, they would say about me a year ago that I'm a control freak, for example. And you, what would they say about you negatively?
Impulsive,
Impulsive.
and he tends to run away from confrontations
Okay.
when he should actually just face them.
It's really interesting you said that, because we were just talking about the timing of what people could be saying to you, and you run away from confrontations.
I do tend to run away from confrontations, and that's a bad thing. I need to man up and be responsible for my actions and my words.
When someone says I need to man up, I think it's the starting point of a change.
I hope so.
Awareness. Great.
I think you're doing a very brave thing. I couldn't do what you're doing right now, but I'm inspired by you. So yeah, I want to be a better man.
I'm also inspired by you that you're an artist, and you like drawing, and you're an artist. And what's it like? How is it for you to be an artist like this? Whatever you're doing, it doesn't matter.
Well, I don't like the label artist. Actually, I'm blessed by a talent. I worked hard to improve it and to work on myself.
You're
I
great,
think
man.
anybody can be an artist, and everybody can be talented. Everybody's talented with something. But for instance, I think you are a great people person. You are a salesman by nature. I don't have that ability.
Okay.
So I choose to focus my energy on something different, which is art and drawing. You have to have passion in life about anything. That's the most important thing. And I'm blessed to be. My job even is my passion. So that's
Tell me
great.
one more thing you're passionate about rather than your job.
Making my friends and family and loved ones happy.
Happy.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Actually, you have not heard what I'm saying in the podcast, but at the starting point of every podcast, I always say I love making people happy.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what actually made us, you and I, become really good friends and very low, you know.
Do you know who Stanislavski is?
Yeah.
Yeah. In his book, it says, I'm not sure, but I remember something like, the people who you could convince the most are the people like you.
Yeah.
I actually convinced you to doing a podcast,
Yes,
but
you
you
did.
just trusted me.
I trust you. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I do.
And I asked you if you would want to learn the email password of your next girlfriend. And you said trust is very important. Jealousy won't get you anywhere.
No, I would never ever try to take away her privacy. It's very important to me, and it's something very precious. And no, jealousy. If somebody doesn't want to be with you, they will not stay with you, whatever you do. So you have no control over them, or you don't own them. So there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to hope for the best from people.
Sure, great. And financially, are you generous? I asked, and you said I am very generous, and that is a problem.
To a point that I really screwed myself. Yeah, yeah, I did sometimes, but yeah, I do. I don't think about money. I like to give it if I have it, and that actually puts me in trouble sometimes. But I'm fine with it. I would still do that.
Do you ever have any hesitations about paying for something? You think?
Paying for something for myself, or paying for something for somebody else. Like if I see somebody who needs the money, I would give it to them. Yeah, immediately. I wouldn't think twice.
And yourself?
Myself, well, I have priorities right now. So if it comes to myself, I'm trying not to be selfish, and I'm trying to, I would hesitate before doing something.
Don't answer, but just remember this question for me. Maybe you listen to this once more. Who is the most important person that you love the most? Who's the most important? Who's the person you love the most, of course? And you don't answer that, but just think of it, okay?
Okay.
Please. And for example, I really learned this in 2011 or something, I really started to love myself really first. And it really changed a lot of things. Then I can love the people I love more and better, I think, if I love myself first.
I'm working really hard on that. I came to the point that I wasn't in love with myself anymore. I didn't like myself. I looked in the mirror and I really didn't like the image I'm seeing. But now I'm really working hard on that. I'm happy.
Okay, great. And I asked you about flirtation, how flirtatious you are or not. And it's really interesting, I think, what you said. You said, sometimes I feel like somebody deserves that, not in a bad way. I don't cheat, you said, and I trust you with that. But the thing is, I feel like somebody deserves that. What does that mean, you think?
Some people have low esteem of themselves, and when I see that, and they are amazing people.
Everybody's amazing, actually.
Everybody's amazing, but some people are amazing without, because they lived through life, going through like some experiences in their lives that made them feel that they're not worthy anymore. And all I'm trying to do is to show them that, please, you have to look at yourself from through other people's eyes, people who like you a lot, and see how you look, and then you will fall in love with yourself again or like yourself again.
Sure.
So that's what I do, and I think I'm a kind person, so I cannot say anything bad about anybody. I mean,
You won't say.
I
It's
won't.
not you can't.
I won't. Yeah, I won't.
I always remind these things to people.
I won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You can, but you won't.
Yeah. Because I can ask you the question, who made you do what? I learned this in a seminar, you know. Who made you do what? Nobody can make you do anything or the opposite.
Yeah, exactly. I do believe that. Nobody can make you do anything.
And the seminar that we
You have the choice. You overall have the choice.
talked about with Gençruh, this young soul, I'm always talking about her because we talked about the seminar a lot that we went to before. The thing is, at the end of these seminars, it's like a three-phase seminar. It's all sharings and procedures at the same time. I won't talk about it a lot because it's about creating breakthroughs in your life. And if I talked about it, I would stop your breakthrough there. But at the end of the third seminar, there's a fire walk. Have you heard of this before?
Firework, you have to do that. At the end, it's like a graduation.
Yeah, it's something like that. And there are videos of it on the internet, so I'm not going to be stopping the breakthrough of a person. But the thing is, why do you think someone would walk 6.1 meters in a fire walk, and it's like a 800 degrees Celsius, 2000 degrees Celsius, real cold there? Why would someone walk on it 6 meters?
I haven't tried it, and I'm not sure I'm brave enough to do that.
Guess why people do that, do something like that?
To have an achievement, to achieve something. I mean, to say that I did it.
Interesting. It's interesting what you said, because the thing is, at the end of the walk, you just jump into some water and someone holds you and you say, "I did it! I did it!
I think so.
I did it!"
Yeah, because it's like a breakthrough.
Yeah. You know what happens? In your sensible side of your brain, it's impossible to do this actually. And scientifically, you would think this is impossible. But it doesn't matter who it is. It could be someone 150 kilos. And that person also walks there. Okay.
Do they feel pain? I mean,
we don't feel pain. Nobody feels pain because you set your mind to going from one point to the other. And the thing is, sometimes people get blisters, just a bit. And actually, one of the trainees, she said once that it's good to have blisters, then you know it's real.
It's real.
But mostly people do not get even blisters.
Oh, wow.
The thing is...
Your mind is...
The thing is, why did I tell you about this? Because I'm saying you won't. You don't, sorry. You say you can't, but I say you don't.
Want.
But the thing I'm trying to say is, if I can do something that would seem impossible to do, I can do anything in my life. I choose to do it or I choose not to do it.
Not to do it, yeah.
And when I say I don't rather than I can't, I can't rather than I can't, I don't. Everything changes.
I get it. Yeah.
It's been 8 years or 9 years now. Nothing like I can't. I cannot do this. I cannot do that.
I don't want to. Or...
Nothing like that came out from my mouth. You know, if something like that came out from my mouth, I can take you to eat at Paperman. You tell me, okay?
Okay.
Okay. And I'll just finish soon. I asked you, why would someone want to be with you? And you said, I am good-hearted. I'm a good-hearted person, and I can make someone happy. I am also very easygoing. I think they're so cool. So, Simple and cool, what you said.
Well, I am. I think I am. I'm not sure. Listen, I had my share of relationships, bad relationships, whatever.
Okay.
We all did, and you get experience out of each one of them, and you build. If you don't build your personality, you don't build on them. Then, what's the use of living anyway? If you don't have experiences, and if you don't learn from your past experiences, so. Yeah, I'm trying my best to be a better version of myself every day.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
Can I add something to this? It's so interesting what you just said, because I really thank our friend who made us meet each other.
Me too.
The conduit, Vesile.
Yeah, the conduit.
And there's a song, I think it's from Barbara Streisand. It's called "There Are No Mistakes, Just Lessons to Be Learned." Have you heard of it?
I think if I listen to it, I'll know.
And at the last chorus, it says it's all about self-love. The thing is, when I say something to you, you come a long way, I can see it. And you change yourself. And like me, like the past me, you always go back to saying a little, you did this before too, like, you're kind of saying something like, you should have seen me before. I wasn't like this. I changed also this about myself. I'm not going back anymore.
Yeah.
Because whenever, it's been about 5-6 months at least, whenever someone appreciated me, I always tried to control what they would think about me before. This is so interesting. This is also about self-love, I think,
Yeah.
Trying to control what, if someone heard something negative about me from the past, and if they
that's not me anymore.
Yeah, that's not me anymore.
Yeah.
If it's not me anymore, we can just leave that in the past, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, I think I have, I think every breath you take is a chance for you to be a better person or to change something in your life. Every breath is a blessing.
So let's sing every breath.
Every breath you take. Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask you one.
Your podcast listeners will want me to sing.
Yeah, maybe they just close it down now. So, one last question. Looks is important, right?
Well, it's not everything. Of course, there is this attraction, but I mean, to me, the most important, beautiful woman or beautiful person is if they have a beautiful soul inside. It reflects on the outside as well.
For sure, the aura.
But of course, we live in this
world.
So yeah.
Okay. So with the looks, physical look, I would get a 7 out of 10. I think if 1,000 people just voted for me in a shopping mall. Yeah.
Oh no, man! You will get like a 10.
But take my character for outside, and just with the looks, someone would give me a 7. I think they wouldn't give me a 9 or an 8. That's what I think they would do. Not my friends, not my ex-partner, whatever. What would they give to you? Me. Just with the looks?
With the looks.
Yeah.
Right now, I would say in 7 or an 8. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And I'm more confident with who I am right now and how I look.
And with the things you just said, if a lady has an amazing aura, let's say, and if she's very, like, if your energy goes high together, whatever, I think she could be a 6.5, 7, right?
Yeah. Do you mean I can't get a 10? Is that what you're saying?
They should have seen your face now. You would go much higher, more with a 7 rather than a 10. I promise you.
Yeah,
and nobody's a 10. I think.
I know.
It's very perfectionist. Okay, so I'm closing now.
Okay.
Have you enjoyed that?
Oh, it's amazing, man. I've learned a lot as well.
Thank you so much.
It's really inspiring.
It was great for me too, and I'm sure you can just go back and listen to this. I did a first podcast with someone, but I was not the moderator. Someone else was the moderator, and I listened to it now after about 2 years, 1.5, 2 years, and it's so interesting. A lot of things change, and I'm just smiling when I'm listening to it.
Yeah, your whole perspective changes every day. I'll tell you, every breath you take changes.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to.
Yeah. Okay.
We evolve.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And now what people can do is that they can go to mr.vesile.com. I'm not going to change it into English now. So if you guys are listening to us in English and if you understood us, even if you didn't understand us, you could write in Turkish to him, maybe if you want, and he can Google Translate. And you can write either in Turkish or English. Türkçe de İngilizce yazabilirsiniz. in mr.vesile.com, and you can just contact this great guy, the last samurai.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
And I want to ask you a question. If 50 people wrote to you, I will send these to you through email. Do you think, by the way, you don't know this, but whenever you want to stop getting the emails, you can. Okay, if you want to. Maybe you won't, because we're just talking about relationships. If 50 people wrote to you, how many people do you think you would get back at?
All of them, actually.
Great.
I'm serious, yeah, all of them. But you have high hopes for me. I don't.
Okay. And so you want to get all the emails, right?
I will answer each and every one of them.
Okay.
Even the ones in Turkish, I will translate them and I will.
You're so kind.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna love that. Love doing that. Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
sharing this.
Thank you
with
for
me.
having me. It's a
Thank
pleasure.
You. Thank
It's
you
an
so
honor.
much. Thank you.